Good morning, it's Martin from Pendle Performance. Well, not Pendle Performance, we are actually in Cornwall at Gary's at Collins of Probus, and we're here to talk about the outstanding quality of the MAHA Dyno. We're going to talk about various few things. Now I've been in the tuning industry a very long time, and I did a lot of research on dynos and which dyno to buy. We have here Louis, and Louis is MAHA UK. Louis worked with MAHA from Germany for a very long time, so I'll pass over to Louis. He's just going to give a little bit of technical information about the dynos, starting with the LPS 3000 and then why they switched to running the MSR. So over to Louis.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
So as Martin says, I'm Louis. I've worked with MAHA for 25 years, specialising in dynos for the last 15 years. Very shortly after I started specialising in dynos, I met Martin here. We had an LPS 3000 in stock that Martin lapped up and loved working with for a good few years. But as time went on and he was doing more and more four-wheel drive cars and vans, he needed the four-wheel drive dyno. But he opted for the MSR 500 four-wheel drive, like you see here, because it's got the motorised synchronisation between the front and rear roller set, which gives great flexibility when you're testing four-wheel drive vehicles, but also some of those more difficult two-wheel drive vehicles. Martin and some of the agents did visit the factory when they were buying their dynos. They saw the quality and the pride that the guys take in constructing the dynos. They saw the electrical department and the software engineers. And I think once they'd seen that, if they had any doubts, they were totally convinced that MAHA was the way to go for them.
I'll just have a chat about that as well. As Louis said, we wasn't just set on one dyno. Now, for all tuning companies out there, don't just base your decision on a dyno because of price. You know, what I suggest people do is go and test dynos. Now, before we went over to Germany, we went and tested many different manufacturers of dynos and found them to be inferior for what we needed as a company. Pendle Performance prides itself on the work we do, but we also pride ourselves on the equipment we use. Now, Louis was kind enough to arrange a site visit at Germany, and I have to say MAHA Germany hosted us absolutely excellent. The event they held for us and showed us around all the factory. I think we were there 3 days, weren't we?
We were, yep.
You know, they couldn't have been, there were no sales gone through, but they couldn't have been more helpful for us. They allowed me and they allowed a lot of the other agents to test the dynos.
Quite a lot of rental car abuse.
Yes, yeah, we did. The BMW I hired got quite a lot of abuse, but we tested the MSR 500. Now, one of the reasons we tested the MSR 500, we also tested the LPS four-wheel drive. Now, the MSR 500, as you can see here, is a synchronized dyno, and what that means is the front roller set is synchronized to the back roller set. So any modern four-wheel drive vehicle needs to be on a linked or a synchronized dyno. If you're on a non-linked dyno, what you can end up doing is you can end up damaging the drivetrain. So we talked to Louis, we talked with the technical guys, pardon me, we talked with technical guys at Germany, and then we opted to use the MSR 500 sync dyno. Another thing with this one is a single roller dyno. As you can see, if you just want to point down at the dyno, it's a single roller dyno, and we've got grippy rollers, yeah? Now, what we used to have with the LPS 3000, which was a twin roller, we used to suffer with grip issues. Now, with a single roller, we don't have any grip issues at all. I'll pass over to Louis, and Louis will try and explain the reason behind that.
Yep.
I'll put it on to you.
So when we have two rollers, we have two contact patches, and it's fairly simple to work out. You've got half of the weight of the vehicle on the contact patch and half really not doing much work. So when we go to a single roller, obviously we have one contact patch, all of the weight is on that contact patch, so it's effectively the same level of grip that you'd have on the road. That combined with, as Martin says, the synchronisation, which we do by means of an electric motor in each roller set, rather than belts or chains or cardan shafts. We do it with electric motors because it does give us a lot more flexibility, so we can vary the torque split front to rear, so when Martin is data logging a car and when he's tuning the gearbox as well as the ECU, he's got a lot better idea of what's actually going on in the drivetrain without overheating Haldex clutch on Volkswagen or X-Drive on BMW. Martin?
I've been, I've had a MSR now in 5 years, and I've tested every single make and model of vehicle on the dyno. The repeatability of the dyno results on back-to-back tests is phenomenal. You know, you couldn't get any better. It really is on the money. Business wise for me, it's done a huge improvement for my business with having the quality of the German dyno. A lot of customers come to me because they know the quality of the dyno. So just to recap on everything, I've worked with Louis now for 12 years. Like I said, Louis provided me with my first dyno, which was the LPS 3000, and I did love it. You know, it worked really well for me. It did really well for my business. It helped build my business brand up, and it's all because of MAHA. Now, if I'd have chosen an inferior dyno, I wouldn't have been in the position where I am today with Pendle Performance. So, huge credit to MAHA. And huge credit to Louis really for working with us. One other thing I want to say, the support from Louis is second to none. Now, if ever I've got a problem with the dyno, and it very rarely happens, you know, I'm not saying there is problems, but we do sometimes get some glitches. He's always on the phone to give a ring up, and he will always answer the phone. So the support from Louis, you know, you're a huge credit to MAHA. So congratulations. Thank you for doing business.
Thank you.